Rage, RC Airsoft, couldn't be possible without him. Shout out to Rage, RC Airsoft.
He went 2 words in. Bro, this is going in, bro. That part is going in.
Dude, I
can't, bro. You suck at this. You suck.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. You should have just let me plug it right here.
You suck.
I could have plugged right here. It would have been perfect.
You suck at this, man.
Set up and shit. You know what? Get your ass over there.
There we go.
Yeah, we've been going. We're 6 seconds in.
All right. Huge shout out to our sponsor, Rage Custom Airsoft, known as RC. Pick up. Oh shit, my bad. Huge shout out to our sponsor, Rage Custom Airsoft, RC Airsoft, for being one of the best sponsors I have ever seen in this game. He does it all, helps us with our trips. He gives us so much and so much more. He's got great wall mounts, great suppressors, suppressor inserts. Go check him out on his website, ragecustomairsoft.com. Go get some shit. Link in the description.
What's good, SpeedFam? Welcome back to another video. So I got my boy LSA Avery, LSA Miggy. We're at the Airbnb. I mean, it's in December, like a week before Christmas. We got our last tournament, so we're in Georgia right now. But I got DM, shout out to VenusAirsoft, or I think that's how you pronounce it.
I think it was Venus.
Yeah, Venus or Venue. Sorry if I butchered it. I'll put the Instagram on this video. He DM'd me some questions about like how we are a team and just etc. So I'm gonna answer some of those questions. We have some questions that we're gonna answer regardless on just a bunch of airsoft related stuff. So what was your introduction to Last Stand Airsoft? How did you get on the team? And let them know.
Well, I made this bitch along with my good friends Izzy and Roy. We had a vision. Bruh, we brought you in, bro. We brought you in. That was our vision. What? Yeah, but that was our vision. Sorry, Vince thinks he was, we brought him in, bro. Yes, you are, bro. All right. So, me and them, we had an idea of wanting to travel. We wanted to, do something more than just a local team that destroys everybody in the, who plays at the local field. We wanted to be something more than that. And we wanted to travel, and we wanted to put out content, and so that's where we were like, we're not gonna get this with our previous team, Aftershock. So we need to move, and we need to make a new team and run it ourselves. That way we have control over what we do and where our team goes, because we didn't get that with Aftershock. So
my boy Avery, he one of the captains. He's one of the creators of Last Stand Airsoft. So I'm gonna pass it on to my boy Miggy, S&M. A lot of people y'all know. If y'all haven't seen that podcast with Speedy and Miggy on the team channel, please check it out. It was a few months ago, so that was dope. But he's gonna do an introduction on how he got on this team, a quick one, and yeah, man. So what was your introduction to LSA, bro?
Yeah, so there's not really much to talk about. I mean, I was friends with Avery before I got into airsoft, and I actually got into airsoft like 2015 or something like that, and I played for maybe a few months, maybe 6 months to a year, if that. I don't even think that long. And then I got out of it, and then I was just working, graduated high school, got a job, got some money, and Avery hit me up one day. I mean, he had been hitting me up a lot about, hey, want to buy an airsoft gun? Because if you don't know Avery, he will sell you anything he can. He loves to buy guns, fix them up, flip them, stuff like that. And one day, he texted me, he's like, you want to buy an airsoft gun? And I was like, you know what? Screw it. And I bought an old gun that he fixed up, and then I was just playing a little bit, and then one day, they were playing a tournament, and they needed a sub. So I was like, sure, I'll come sub. And then I played in one early game, and did all right. I mean, it wasn't a crazy team, so it wasn't really nothing major. And then they went to the finals, and they lost the first round of the finals because they were undefeated. It was double Elam. And then Jarrett got tired, so they had to sub me into the finals. And then ended up just clutching it up, bringing home the dub. And then that's just basically they just had their eye on me. And then they just asked me if I wanted to join like maybe the Monday after that because I was on a Saturday or something like that. And then
he's the police of the team. He's the mom of the team, whatever you want to call it. He gets everybody in shape, regardless of how you want to say it. So he's the hard one on everyone, and we wouldn't be here even halfway here without him. So what's the requirements to even be considered to be on LSA, man?
Right. So when we look for someone, obviously you got to fit the play style that we're actively looking for. But just in general, like requirements, you got to be 18. Since we travel, we've made some mistakes here and there in letting younger people join, and we've had some good, choices as well with younger people. We just want to stay away from that from now on, just because of the fact that when you travel with someone who's younger, you become responsible, like totally responsible for them, and it puts a lot on us as a whole. And maturity is a huge thing as well. When it comes to age, it's just a fact that when you're younger, you're way less mature. That's a huge thing. Like I said, general requirements, we require a GoPro Hero 7 black, preferably. Silver is okay, but GoPro Hero 7 black, GoPro Hero 8 black, or that's pretty much it right now.
The 9s are out.
Yeah, but the 9s suck.
True.
So we require those. As you could have a different GoPro, that's cool, but then you don't have a GoPro in my eyes. You know what I mean? We want your footage to look good. We want to be able to review it, make sure you're doing what you should be, and it's got to look good for us to be able to post it. We require a trace unit. As the Steve QB series that we're playing in right now currently, they actually require you to have a trace unit.
Shout out to SS.
So that just only furthers our point, but we want to be able to, in your footage, see where your shots are actually going, and it helps us determine if what you need to work on. And it's just a great tool to, just have.
So those are some of the requirements: tracer unit, GoPro, specific GoPro, above the age of 18. You have to have your own transportation, and you have to be dedicated, man.
Yeah. One other thing would be a HPA. We want you to make sure that you have at least one HPA rifle, because AAGs are cool and all, but HPA is less moving parts, more reliable.
Less of a headache.
Yeah, it's just easier to deal with. You're not going to run into too many problems as long as you build it right. We're going to make sure you have your gun built right.
Yeah, and we have, to conclude that topic, we're only looking for front players. We do not need stand-ups or any type of back player on our team. We have that solidified. That's some of the requirements that you need for the team. All right, so next topic is, what is it like to play on the airsoft team? I'm going to start this one off. Bro, like, it's a headache, but it's worth it at the same time if you find the right people. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't, in my, advice, I wouldn't go above 7 people, just because you need, I wouldn't say subs, but you need more than the required to play on the team. It's just, life happens, you know what I'm saying? Especially the older you get, jobs, personal life, grievance. So, we are above 7, but we're doing fine. We found the right people for the most part, and we're going at it. We've had some people, removed from the team or had to resign or leave the team because of certain reasons, but that's their story to tell. How do you feel about being on the airsoft team? Like, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's fun. One key point that he said that I really want to stress is it's a headache, but it pays off. Trust me, it's a crazy big headache. Because coming from just playing at home field where we're from and playing in Jacksonville. I mean, I know Orlando boys still had like a 2-hour drive, but I mean, still 2-hour drive. You can come up in the morning or come up the night before, stay at one of our houses, and then you're home the next night. I mean, but when you're traveling Georgia's not really that big of a travel, but whenever you're traveling like out of state and stuff like that, I mean, it's weekends, it's money, it's time off from work because, I mean, we're all 18, we all work, so.
2016, when I made Nonstop, the vision was completely different. It was, we're going to make a team, we're just going to try and dominate battalion like some of these newer teams are doing. You know, I remember when I was young and that's all I wanted to do was dominate the local because that's all I could do. Now that I'm older, the perspective's changed. I got a lot of good people surrounding me, and like I said, there's no really other way to put that. The perspective has changed. So yeah, it is different from previous teams. Nobody knows what stress really is like until you manage it. They could say they know what the stress is like, but they really don't. You know, especially when you are traveling. Like they said, we're all 18. It's not just a let's go here, okay, let's go. You know, when you're like 15 and your mom can drive you, all you gotta do is worry about is if your mom can get the days off and drive you. You know what I mean? I gotta worry about if 12 people can get the days off. Gotta worry about making sure we got a ride, making sure we got money in general from our sponsors who are supposed to help us. There's so much that goes into it. You know, but like they've said, I mean, it pays off. I mean,
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it if I didn't want, like the outcome.
So, like, I mean, you got to surround yourself with, people that have the same goal or passion as you. You know, some people might not want to travel. Some people are fine with local fields, and that's nothing wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It starts at local fields. It starts locally. So, support your local field, you know what I'm saying? Practice as a team. Surround yourself with people you want to, that has the same vision as you. So, I mean, a key point that he said at the end was practicing, which leads to our next topic. So this topic I want to really, really address because this is the type of style of airsoft we play, is how do we practice for a speed QB? So shout out to the West Coast Airsoft. You guys originated, you guys are the origin, the focal point of this style of play we play. How do we practice for a speed QB? Oh man, I mean, there's multiple level, stages and phases that we went through. Right now, currently, we do not practice. I mean, we're gonna keep it blunt with you guys. We do not practice. Our practice is in the tournament. We were practicing. We were at a Jacksonville field at Battalion. That's what it's called. I mean, they weren't really doing speed QB until maybe a few months before Aftershock broke up. We came in 2020. Mm-hmm. We made our mark in 2020. Our first, a lot of people don't know, before the season started at Battalion, they ran like a out of nowhere speed QB tournament. We were a team for like a month or two. We never played together, and we threw ourselves in that tournament. You can't be afraid to, lose or win. You gotta just try. That's all that matters. That's our best advice is and we lost second place in that tournament. It was to a dispute. It was against Vandals, SpeedFam. I think that's her name or something. We lost to a dispute. There was, in the rule book, you weren't allowed to use sideline footage, and someone ended up ignoring that part on the ref end after sideline footage was showed that a BB had hit one of our teammates' tank, and obviously you can't feel it, but I mean, that's the ref job to call him out. But so we took second place in that tournament, and we all was like, we can do this, you know what I'm saying? That's our first time playing together, and we took second place. Let's practice, let's do this, let's do that. We had more Discord. Discord is a really good app that I recommend every group team to use. You can stream footage. You can have Discord. You have a podcast on there. It's just the best app. We were talking more on Discord, talking in Facebook Messenger, our chat, Snapchat, everything we can do, practice more, full field tournaments. And when the season started, we ended up going 5-0, and I think 5 of those were 2 Speaker Bee tournaments, right? Or 3? It was 2 or 3 Speaker Bee tournaments.
I think it was 3.
Yeah, I think it was 3 Speaker Bee and 2 full field that we won.
Yeah, something like that.
I think it was the other way around.
Other way around.
3
Yeah,
full.
so-
And man, I mean,
Because the last one was either one. They
oh yeah, and we voted for full
Yeah.
field. That's
Yeah,
when my
'cause it
ankle
was
was
2 and
messed up.
2.
Yeah.
And then they voted and gave it a full field.
So, I mean, we beat, you know, the teams there, and while in between that, when we were getting our B-roll, we were practicing. We were going there early. We had the opportunity to go there early a few times before they practiced on normal days. I mean, before they opened, and practice. I'm talking about back-to-back games.
6 a.m.
6 a.m. You know, that's 4 a.m. for Orlando because we have to drive 2 hours up there. So, I mean, if you get anything out of this video, especially the teams that are watching this, newer teams, is that you have to surround yourself with people that are about it, because you're going to have internal problems. You're going to find issues where it just doesn't work out on the field because your off-field chemistry is just not there. We play different positions. I mean, he is more either or, but S&M, as like y'all, if y'all haven't watched the podcast, S&M, he's our front player, our snake player. He's our main snake player. I'm our main home player, which would be back stand up anywhere. And I mean, what's your perspective on playing snake? If there's an upcoming new snake player, a young player that wants to play snake, they enjoy playing pistols, they enjoy being in that action, like, what's the best advice that you can give, like, someone that's coming into this scene? You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
It used to get
Because I want to hear this too, guys. Like, because I'm not a front player. Even though I'm short, I got a stomach. It ain't for me. But even back then when I didn't have a stomach, I was more sit back, let me, pop you from afar. So,
honestly, the best advice I can give someone is new or they've been trying to play, or that has been playing front player but they want to get better, just raise hell, praise Dale, son. I'm just playing. No, but I mean, it actually does kind of go like that, because I mean, your main goal as a front player is to raise hell. I mean, that's create chaos, do as much as you can, get the other team to shoot at you, get the other team to know you're there, and to not just say, oh, they got one snake, they got one in castle, stuff like that. You want them to, whenever say Speedy's on the other team, my main goal is to, whenever I get into say snake, if Speedy sees me in snake, he's gonna tell everyone on his team that I'm in there, and they're more than likely, I want all of them to look at me, because if they can all look at me and I'm just popping up, peeking out like that, and just making them look at me, that's more of a chance my team in the back can shoot them. And the more eyes I have on me, the less eyes I have on everybody else on the team. And that's your main goal, is create chaos, distractions, make your stand-ups have the upper hand by taking pressure off of the rest of your team, and honestly, you want the most pressure you can.
yeah.
So it is very frustrating as a position, don't get me wrong. But yeah, that's basically all I had to say.
I mean, for me, before Avery talks, like, for me as a stand-up, and on my perspective, I mean, he said it best. I mean, you younger players, you guys see these plays coming behind people, shooting them in the back of the head. Most of that happens when you're a front player, when you're an X, when you're a snake player. So, yes, those flashy plays are nice, but you big boys, you stand-ups, man, don't discredit your job. Your job is just as important. You might not get those flashy plays, but on your team, them front players, they love you. That's all that matters. It's just like football. Them linemen, that running back, that quarterback does not get that praise without that lineman protecting them. You know what I'm saying? So do not get discouraged. You might not get as many flashy plays. You might not see someone the whole game, the whole round, but as long as you're doing your job on the field, that's all that matters to take that W. So, I mean, what's your perspective as
like
a
you
home
said,
player, you know?
You just do your job. Like I said, I usually play those back back stand-ups as far as like to the left or to the right, not the home. My job is to watch the lane that I'm supposed to and just hold her down, you know what I mean? If I'm lighting the lane up, they're not going to peek, you know, and that can waste time, and it gives them less opportunity to, mess with us, make sure that we stay alive, and it gives the ability for our front players to be able to move, be unpredictable, get into spots where they're not seen, and like I said, make good plays. We're the ones who are the reason those even happen most of the time. Nobody really knows that, and if you watch from a front player's perspective, you don't actually see what really goes on back there. But as long as you are holding your lane, you're doing your job, you're communicating. If everybody's on the same page, same wavelength, then everything just goes really smooth. We're not always like that, but it happens. Like last tournament, we were not on the same wavelength, but
yeah, and
it happens.
It happens. I mean, you guys asked in my DMs, how do you feel like being on a successful team, and what does it require? I mean, it requires you to overcome. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna not win every time. It's what your attitude and how you overcome that loss. You know what I'm saying? We started this team off with losing a tournament, and then we went 5-0 because we overcame it. You know what I'm saying? We came to another state and we got second place, didn't qualify in the regionals. I'm at two first places in our SteedQB.
I was about to say, come on.
Yeah, so I mean, you're not gonna win every time. You know what I'm saying? It's just how you off the field. I mean, like I said, off the field is just as important as on the field. I mean, those are a few topics that we talked about and answered, and I appreciate you guys DMing me and about questions like this. 2022, we can talk about that from my perspective. Man, this footage is gonna be nice. I'm gonna be expanding more than just airsoft. Me, Avery, and some of the team members are going to Universal in January coming up. So there's gonna be a vlog there. It's gonna be fun, man. I appreciate all the support that you guys are giving me. Y'all got me to 10K on Instagram, over 2K on YouTube.